let's talk a little bit about older women dating younger men and younger men preferring older women. Now, I was married for 25 years and my husband was 10 years older than me. When I was 21, I met him and he was 31. When I was 13, my boyfriend was 19. When I was 16, my boyfriend was 21. So all I ever knew was dating older guys. I had never, ever dated a guy that was younger than me or married a guy that was younger than me, obviously. So 7 years ago now, I left my marital home. We wound up getting divorced and I stayed single for 6 years. So now at 50, I'm actually out there dating and I am finding myself attracted to younger guys. And I want to talk about that a little bit. And women, let me know if you can relate to this at all. I feel like at 50 years old, I'm in my prime. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that my kids are gone, you know, they've grown up and they're off, one's at college and one's married. And now all my time is my own. I'm healthier, I'm more active, I sleep better, I eat better. My energy's through the roof. So I am more in tune with myself than I've probably ever been. And I have a lot of energy everywhere, if you know what I mean. And so for me, I feel like I'm attracted to younger guys because maybe I think that they are going to have more energy than an older guy. And I don't know that that's necessarily even true. It just might just be something I'm drawn to, but that might not be the case. Now, I have not yet had an experience with an older guy or dating an older guy now since my divorce, so I really couldn't tell you if that's true or not true, that they would have less or more energy. So immediately the first guy that I started hanging out with, and now we've really been hanging out for like 5.5 months, is 9 years younger than me. And he tells me all the time that he has a hard time keeping up. And I keep making a joke that I'm going to have to clone him because I really need two of him to match my energy. So, but I can tell you that, like, get him out on the dance floor and he'll tear it up for a long time. So that there definitely is something to be said for that younger energy, I think. We were out last weekend and I danced with a lot of guys. None of them was I trying to date or anything like that. Just having fun. I'm on the dance floor. It's a great time. The guy I've been hanging out with even showed up. But I was dancing with this one guy that was 26 years old. And he was definitely interested in me, and I wasn't interested in anything beyond dancing. But I asked him because he was persistent, and I said, "What is it with you younger guys and older men?" And I actually made a joke said something about, is it a relief for you that you're not going to get the woman pregnant or something like that? They both just were horrified and started cracking up laughing. There was two of them they're 26. They go, "No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with, we believe that an older woman is more confident, knows what she wants, already has the experience, has her stuff together." And I've heard some people say that they believe it's because younger guys don't want a commitment and they know that they may not be as pressured by an older woman. I don't know how much that's true or not true, but this is what they're telling me when I ask them these questions. And the guy that I'm been hanging out with says similar, that it does have to do with having confidence and being established and having that experience and knowing what you want in life, and also maybe not having such crazy expectations of that other person. I've shared on here before that I don't need somebody to come along and take care of me financially. I don't need somebody to come along and take care of kids. I don't need anybody to come along and do anything. That doesn't mean I don't want somebody. It doesn't mean I don't need them for companionship and for that feeling of safety, and to fix things around the house would be nice, those types of things, but not for the financial breadwinner things that, are kind of some older fashioned things. So I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys think. For me, I'm not closing the door to anybody based on age, but I will say I've had several people say to me, "Would you go on a blind date?" And this guy's 60 or 61 or 62, and it makes me uncomfortable because I'm not sure if they would have the energy. And also I feel like I'm just entering that prime, and I don't want to start dating somebody that's already feels like they're kind of done with, I put it this way. Age put aside, high energy, excited, wants to take on life, has some level of freedom would be nice. It wouldn't matter if they were older, if those boxes were all checked, right? And sometimes those younger guys won't have all those boxes checked. They're still at home with kids and things like that as well. So I don't know. Let me know what your take is.
Okay, this is a 50-plus-year-old woman who is literally claiming to be in her prime. And yes, the delusion is real. But we have to give her a break. Why? Because she just got out of this marriage of hers. And like many women, just as her, who are exiting their marriage after decades, they will be quickly, rudely awakened to how dating has changed in the modern era, 2024 to be exact. The last time this woman dated was probably when she met her husband, was probably back in the 80s. Okay, in the 80s, there was no internet, there was no social media, there was no Tinder, no Bumble, no OkCupid, or any of that other malarkey, right? Back then, if you wanted to meet a girl, you met her through your social circle, your friends, your family, you know, going to the mall. That was something we used to do as kids. Just head out to the mall, go pick up some honeys. She probably met her husband that way if she did not meet him in high school. And believe it or not, I mean, I do have a good number of friends, because I did graduate in 89 specifically. But many of my friends are married their high school sweethearts. I could have done that. I could have married my high school sweetheart. I chose not to, just because I didn't want to take a 9-to-5 job and have to I didn't want to start that young. I wanted to chase my career, and I wanted to, you know, build businesses. I just wanted to do other things with my life. So in any case, she is going to have a rude awakening once she really starts getting out there. Miss, I'm in my prime at 50. That is just observationally and factually untrue, because people who are in their prime, at least for women, the women that are in their prime are in their late teens and early 20s. You know how I know that this woman is not in her prime at 50? You've got the wrinkles, you've got, you know, the gray hair, you've got the fact that she's, you know, more masculine than she was back then. I mean, yeah, she's still attractive in her 50s. Let's give her that, right? She's not ugly. But however, most guys would rather have the 20-year-old version of her than the 50-year-old version in her. Because I can pretty much bet that the 20-year-old version of her would tell her, you know what, Grandma, I'm in my prime, you're not, right? It's just the way it goes. You know, I mean, it is different for men, by the way, because men, we really don't enter our prime until we are in our 30s and beyond, right? Because that's when we accumulate more financial resources, we become more confident, we get to know who we are. I mean, these are the things that women actually value. Men don't value these things in women. Like, oh, I'm more confident as a woman. We don't like that, right? Because what that translates to us is you're just more of a bitch, right? I know my boundaries. Yeah, that means that you're just gonna be, abhorrent to be with. So, when she's claiming here to be in her prime, in her 50s, I mean, that's quite a stretch, man. She may have more energy. That's great. She might have kept herself up well, so that's awesome. But that does not mean you are in your prime. And she will realize that she is not in her prime once she starts dating out there and she starts getting ignored for younger women. You know, and this is a chick back in the day who I can guarantee she's used to probably getting male attention, right? Even as an older woman, she's used to getting male attention, but she was in a marriage. She couldn't do anything. But now that she's single, she's going to see that pretty much most guys are going to step right over her to be with the younger women, including those younger guys that she's claiming to be attracted to, that she's saying, oh, I bet I can get those guys. You can get those guys to have sex with you. You can't get those guys to lock you down, because most of those guys will not do that, right? And any of them that do have not woken up to their value yet. They're probably not watching red pill content like mine yet, which is quickly becoming mainstream. But once this starts to hit them and then they realize they sold themselves short, at some point, he will trade you in for a younger model. Okay? I mean, literally, he will trade you in for a younger version of yourself once he wakes up to the fact that he's with his grandma, right? Maybe, and this is assuming that he continues to date you for that long. Most of these guys won't date you for that long. Most of these guys won't date you after you have sex with them, right? They'll stick around long enough for that, and then suddenly they'll start disappearing, start flaking, stop showing up on dates, stop bringing you the flowers, stop giving you the attention. Next thing you know, you're on to the next one who does the same thing, and then rinse and repeat. And then you're sitting there realizing, like, wait a minute, maybe I'm not in my prime because I can't keep up with these younger women that they keep ditching me for, which most of them will. Okay, most of them will ditch you for these younger women. Okay, maybe not immediately if they're sticking around, but eventually they will. Right? So it pays not to delude yourself here, ladies. Right? I mean, this is definitely a first where I've heard a 50-year-old woman claim that she's in her prime. No. That is just a big no, and you can find that out real quick if you don't believe me. You could just look in your old photo album, photos of yourself from college, and you can compare the college you with the today you and go, okay, wait, the college me is so much hotter. Okay, you're not in your prime when you have, all the wrinkles and the gray hair and the turkey neck and all that as an older woman. Because again, as guys, that is what we place value on. That's what society places value on when it comes to women, is their youthfulness, right? Don't shoot the messenger. This is just the world we live in, man. That's what is valuable as a female, is your youthfulness. Okay? For men, what's valuable for us is our resources. That's the truth. Next clip.
If you are a man and I message you, I expect you to open my message in 1/8 of a second, and I expect you to respond in under 2 minutes. And if I don't message you first, I expect you to message me anyway. Anyway.
And the way to get this girl's attention is to do the exact opposite of what she just said. She said, I expect you to text me before I text you. I expect you to text me anyway, even if I don't text you. You don't do any of that. You play a little dread game on her, and you don't text her for a few days, especially with that attitude, right? You leave her hanging. You leave her on red. You run hot and cold. That is the way you get the attention of girls who talk like that, right? You can spot these girls a mile away. Future DG, by the way, future DG alert with this chick, even though she's young. But she could get away with that behavior right now because she is in her prime. Believe it or not, she's in her 20s. She's in her prime still. Unlike the 50-year-old, right? This chick is still in her prime. So she could get away with this type of behavior. However, that won't last very long. Like another 6 years, she'll be turning 30. And she will not be able to get away with this childish behavior and, trying to pull this stuff. And she's going to have to start living by, the rules that everybody else lives by. You lose your superpower, ladies. Once you turn 30, right? You lose your super suit. You can no longer fly like you used to, right? You give up your powers, man. Remember Superman 2? You guys are old enough, and he went in that little chamber and it took away all his powers and he became a normal human being. That's basically a chick on her 30th birthday, right? She gets in this chamber, it's like, and then she loses all of her powers, right? I bring that up because Superman 2 is free on YouTube right now. It's free, so you can watch it for free. So yeah, I was watching it for nostalgia, but that reminded me of that. I'm like, hey, when he went in that chamber and lost all his powers for Lois Lane, I'm like, that kind of reminds me of women turning 30. Yeah, like all your powers lost, and you can't pull this stuff anymore, right? You can't be acting all cutesy and like you could have these guys call you at your beck and call. No, those days are over. Days are over. Next clip.
When I first moved to Boston, I thought I was going to date a rich, educated Harvard man. Come to find out, those kind of men like rich, educated Harvard girls. They have tennis instructors and trust funds, and all I have is a drinking problem, so...
Okay, this chick is wrong. She may be at Harvard, and she's thinking a Harvard guy wants a Harvard girl and all this, with a trust fund and all that, but no. Even those guys, okay? Even those guys with money, even those Harvard guys, Yale guys, Princeton guys, those Ivy League guys that you're going to school with, even those guys will take the Chick-fil-A worker over the Harvard-educated lawyer. Believe it or not, right? Women won't do that. Women won't date the Chick-fil-A drive-thru guy taking your order. No, she wants to date the Harvard lawyer, right? This is where men and women are different, right? We make different choices. Okay? How do I know this? I've got a successful business. I drive a Lamborghini. And my girl, who is now 22, when I met her, well, she's not working there anymore, but when I originally met her, guess where she was working? Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, Aliso Viejo, baby. Down in the OC. That's where she was working. And I met her there. And I was already a self-made millionaire. Could I have not gotten myself an attorney? Sure. I've dated attorneys in the past. Or a doctor? Sure. Dated doctors in the past before I knew any better, right? Before I knew I could get younger. So why did I choose the Chick-fil-A worker? Because she was 19, gorgeous, feminine. I saw those eyes. I saw that blonde hair. I saw those blue eyes. I was like, I want to talk to this chick, right? Just very, very youthful and feminine. Unlike women my own age, right? That are still single, by the way. I mean, because women my own age that got married, I don't look at them like that. I mean, for the most part, they are still pretty much feminine because they've been with a man this whole time. But the ones that are still out there, decided to bypass marriage and are still out there dating and getting ran through by multiple dudes over the last few decades. No, those guys are, I almost called them guys. Those chicks are like dudes. So, believe me when I tell you that successful guys could care less about the Ivy League degree and the fact that you're working in the Pentagon now, or you're some CEO boss babe for a Fortune 500. No, we will go and date the freaking drive-through girl any day of the week if she's young and hot, right? Because we know that chick is cool. She's going to appreciate us. She's going to value us. She's not going to constantly be like comparing paychecks. I mean, like so many of these older women do, and bragging about the money that you'll never see. No, we pass. Hard pass. But as always, gentlemen, drop your comments below. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to add or anything you'd like to say in the comments below. Drop them in the comments, and I will see you there. All right, this is M from the 33 Secrets signing out here with the Lamborghini. Yes, it's my Lambo. Go to Matt Cross Official, my IG, see the entire process of me purchasing this vehicle. It took about 2 months to close, and the same guy who delivered my DeLorean also delivered my Lamborghini. TJ at Florida Exotic Transport. If you ever need to transport a muscle car, exotic car, he's your man. So very excited about this vehicle. It's actually a pretty rare find. It's Rossifesto Red, which is one of the rarest colors for Lamborghini. It's a $14,880 option, believe it or not. I was on a hunt for one for over 2 years, just like I was my DeLorean. Finally found one. It's got super low miles, 11K, not bad. And we're going to be featuring this car a lot more here on the channel for many years to come. This is gorgeous, isn't it? Whew. Oh my gosh, take a look at this. It hasn't dried yet, but I'm still putting this on there. It's my IG tag. But as always, gentlemen, make sure you smash that like button. Smash that like button below. Do it for the Lamborghini and the DeLorean. I still have it, by the way. I'm not selling the DeLorean. I'll probably keep this car for a little bit, but DeLorean is gonna stay. So we'll get the DeLorean back on here pretty soon. But enjoy the Lamborghini. And again, smash the like button. Smash that subscribe button as well. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, platinum pill content that I'm teaching you even further, best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there into the world and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students all around the world now are out there approaching and closing every single week. And And I kid you not, we are making it happen every single week. And I want you to become one of us. I want you to join us. And right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons from me in Mastery. So take advantage of it. It's the best way to support my work. If you love what I'm doing here, if you love what I'm teaching you here, and you feel like I've added value to your life, this is the best way to pay me back. Get into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months of Mastery. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out with the Lambo. Till next time. Whew, so sweet.